honest assessment of that this afternoon?
I have to apologise for the second half. So the fans who turned up at the second half was nowhere near good enough. It was probably the worst 45 minutes since I've been here by a long stretch, and it was made even more frustrating because the game settled down a little bit similar to Tuesday. It was nip and tuck. And we had a few moments where we were building a little bit of pressure, and then NCP comes up with a little bit of quality, and we go 1-0 up in the game. The game's comfortable, and then we give a naive free kick away, pretty much where we're a little further from where we stood now, and let them back in the game. And I said to them at half time that they've let them back in the game at that point. And with how the game was panning out, they've let them back in the game. They had to turn it up, and we went the opposite way, unfortunately.
We started both halves pretty well, in my opinion, and then we just sort of went back into our shell. But what sort of positives can you gauge from that, if there is any?
The positives will lie in the first half and that. Well, up until we give the free kick away, really, because their goal comes. They haven't really built much pressure. They haven't threatened Ronnie too much. There was a little half moment where we sort of shepherded out on the far post just before it, but there was no massive threat. We knew that their set pieces were going to be key, whether it be their long throw or set piece, free kicks, corners, that type of thing. And we dealt with them okay up until then. Even created a little bit off the counter attacks, which was really good. But like I say, from their first goal, yeah, we started okay in the second half. It was okay without being thrilling, but then once the second goal went in, we never looked like getting back in the game, and that wasn't a performance that I ever want to see again. I'll be totally honest with you.
And I don't want to keep it negative, but where did it sort of go wrong? Which areas went wrong today? I know that obviously the goals come at the wrong time, but where else did it sort of go wrong today?
I'll watch it back. I'll reflect upon that. I think straight away the first two goals, I think it's an obvious thing to say, but we give away the free kick, then we give away the ball, and within two passes it's in the back of our net. And I think where we've come from, those things had been cut out to a certain extent. They've crept back into our game today. And look, I mean, I haven't held back in there. I haven't held back. They need to hear it. They need to know that it's not going to be accepted. We've still got work to do this season, and they should be very, very aware of that. And then even moving forwards, it won't be accepted. We've got to move this football club forwards, and we've moved it forwards, and that was a step backwards.
In these type of games, do you sort of learn more about your squad? And I know it's a difficult afternoon for us, but do you sort of learn how much more do you learn about the group you've got in there?
Maybe. I was looking for a reaction after Tuesday night, and again, the start of the game, I was actually really pleased with it. The first half an hour, I was pleased. Felt comfortable. The plan was working to a certain extent. I think I'll learn a lot about them moving into next week, and then obviously next Saturday I'll learn a lot about them with how much they really want it now. Do you know what I mean? We had no choice but to fight when we were down there, and look, we're not out the water. We still need some more points. They know that. They've known that all along, and for me, whether when I was playing or obviously managing now, I want to win every single time that we play, and I'll find a way to win. Do you know what I mean? And that's what these boys have got to do. It don't matter whether it's now, don't matter whether it's the last game of the season or the cup final. They've all got to be the same. And look, I mean, on top of that, I thought the quality in the second half weren't great. I can accept that. I can accept that to a certain degree, because there are. I mean, obviously the pitch is quite difficult to get our passing and free flowing stuff going. So I can accept that, but we can't be shipping 4 goals at home.
And obviously I mentioned it was a difficult afternoon this afternoon, but we've just got to keep going. And next up is obviously Stourbridge. What sort of type of reaction will you be looking for? I know we want to repay the fans with a performance next week. So
yeah, definitely. We have to bounce back. We want to repay the fans. We have to show that same fight that we showed at the start of the year, and also, before Christmas as well. Like the fight that was shown has to come out again. And look, I have no doubt that they will turn it around because, I say turn it around, we've lost 2 on the bounce at home now. We don't want that to become any more, of course. And the lads have got to regroup now and get together, and that includes me and my staff as well. We've got to regroup, and we've got to really try and push this team forwards in the last 7 games of the season.